I just screwed up.
Hi, this is Kelly, your certified health coach.
And this is Scarlett, your life coach here in the Valley of the Sun. Welcome to Hot in Arizona.
And it did get hot again.
It
What
did.
the heck?
Oh, it's only like 100.
No, I think it's more than that.
You think so?
It's supposed to be like 105 or 106 or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't like that. I'm ready for 80-degree weather.
I think it feels good. I like it. I feel okay.
Yeah?
I feel okay.
Well, that's good.
Kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new and exciting with the trailer?
I'm pretty much to the point where, I'm putting on the backsplash right now.
That is so cool.
And then I'm pretty much stuck until my friends can help me.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Well, tell your friends to get on the ball.
Right.
Yeah, seriously,
Right.
for real.
Right.
For real.
Sorry about any shakiness on the video because I'm holding a selfie stick and I'm not very steady. So
Yeah, we're doing something new, That's what we do. So
yeah, exactly. We're not high tech, so
No.
anybody who knows us knows that. So hey,
yeah,
it is what it
that's
is.
a fact. That is a fact. So I don't have cable. I rely on YouTube.
Me too.
Okay, so I'm a little behind the times.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little behind on happenings.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard you. Do you remember Scott Peterson?
Yeah.
I just now found out that I know that he's been wanting a new trial,
Mm-hmm.
but California Supreme Court overturned his death penalty.
What?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I'm behind the times as well.
Yeah, they overturned his. Now he's still convicted, okay,
Uh-huh.
but apparently they didn't feel that jury selection was done right or something. I don't know.
Whatever.
But so now there's no death penalty.
What?
I was mortified.
That's terrible.
I was
he kills
mortified.
his wife and his unborn child.
Right.
And
It's like, what the heck?
oh my gosh, that just makes me mad.
It just fried me. It just fried me so much. And, it just, unfortunately, it's one of those things that so many times when women are abused and in abusive relationships, they don't report it because nobody's going to protect them.
Right.
And even if, things do get somewhat taken care of, somewhere down the line, someone's going to say, no.
Yep.
It fries me.
Yep.
And being October, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
It is.
It is, and something near and dear to my heart.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I kept thinking, it's like as I get older, it dawns on me more and more. I almost died.
Yeah, you did.
I almost lost my life.
Yeah.
But back then, I don't know if it was just because I was trying to get through it. I pushed that aside because I had a child to protect.
Yep.
And I just wanted to get through this. I just wanted to get away. I just wanted to move on. And so I don't know if everybody feels that way, but and now that my kids are adults and I have this time to slow down, it's like, that's some bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can actually deal with it.
Right. Right. And it really kind of sucks that, now I'm able to deal with it. I spent so many years living with this fear. And that's horrible. That is horrible.
And shame on him for making you do that.
I know. And it just, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
So frustrating. I know I'll never get an apology, but not the one I want. I want a public one.
Yes, I'm an
I want the
asshole.
one,
I almost killed my
exactly.
wife, and I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to include those words. If not, it doesn't count.
Right.
It doesn't count.
Right.
But I was looking, and again, I try to talk about it as much as I can because it's kind of like with the suicide thing. There's that stigma.
Yes, there is.
And the more you talk about it, the more it gets out there, the more people are going to stand up for themselves
Yep.
and reach out for help.
Yep. How can we bring awareness if we don't talk about it?
Exactly. If it's all hush hush. So the UN did a report saying that in 2017, now I know that's a while ago, but in 2017, 50,000 women were murdered by their partners.
Oh my gosh.
What in the heck? What in the heck? Why?
Ugh.
Why? And at least 35% of women have at least experienced violence by their partner. Now, I do have to say that with my ex, that was like one of the first times. He wasn't,
It wasn't
I
continuous.
didn't notice anything before that said he was going to be violent. Of course, now that I look back,
I was going to say, when you look back, do you see it?
now that I look back, he displays all these little things for a psychopath. He just ticks off a bunch of those boxes, right? So
Funny how that works.
I know. Here, I'll hold that.
Okay. Sorry.
Whoa, earthquake! So
Sorry,
we're
I
just
need a
gonna
break.
twist that little camera around every which way we can.
It's hot out here.
So looking back, yeah, I can see things that, he didn't take responsibility for anything. Nothing was his fault. And like holding a grudge, the way he would hold a grudge was just crazy. And it just, I don't know. Like I said, looking back, it's like, holy cow. But I didn't, even then, if I had looked at those and thought, wow, that is like super duper weird, I don't know if it would have said he's going to be violent.
Right.
I don't know if I would have said that. But if you are like on the outside looking in, okay, so we talked about signs when we were doing the whole dating thing, right?
Right.
And one of those signs that I wish I really would have paid attention to was the fact that not only did my family not like him, but none of my friends. If your family and your friends don't like him and your cat, run.
There's a problem. If your dog
Go-
doesn't like him,
Go away. Get out. It really, really, truly is. It's going to be a problem.
yes.
So you were telling me that your daughter has a friend
Yes.
who's having a problem. And it really is hard, first off, to look at the relationship yourself and say, this is not good.
right.
Because there's a lot of factors for that. And one of them might be that you don't want to have a failed relationship.
Right. Right. It's for several weeks now. Well, it's been a couple months, I guess. My daughter and I have talked about this relationship with her friend and her friend's boyfriend. And I have told my daughter multiple times, I said, he's a manipulator and he's going to be abusive because he has all the classic signs, trying to isolate the girl from her friends and getting mad when she hangs out with her friends and things like that. And actually calling my daughter and saying, why are you hanging out with her? I'm supposed to be hanging out with her.
That is such a classic sign when
It
they are
really
trying.
is.
I remember my ex, of course, he didn't like my friends either. Even my very best friend, we've been friends since we were 12. And he's like, well, she's a bad influence. Oh my gosh. No, she is. Oh, maybe she is. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. You're not. But he didn't. And, me hanging out with my mom. I'm an only child. And,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I was then.
Right.
And, being raised an only child, I was so close with my mom.
Right.
So close. And she was a young mom. So, we basically grew up together. And I'm not going to not spend time with my mother. And yet that threatened him.
Oh, yeah.
That threatened him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
They say that a lot of times, like with Scott Peterson, poor Lacey and their unborn baby Connor, I was pregnant when my husband did that to me. And a lot of times, now Scott did have his side piece, but a lot of times it's jealousy.
Yeah.
And that's why they do it. And my ex even said that he was afraid I was going to pay more attention to the baby. Hello, it's a baby.
A baby.
It doesn't know how to
Exactly.
make a sandwich if it's hungry. So yeah, I'm going to pay more
Aw.
attention. Even
What in the
though
world?
the baby was acting more of an adult than he was, babies get more attention.
What
It's
in
just,
the world?
I know. I know.
I don't understand that mentality.
I don't either. I don't either. Another thing, like with your daughter's friend, he's trying to isolate her. For me, once the baby was born, it was always keeping tabs on me, always watching, where am I going? Where are you going?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm going to the grocery store. And when I would get back, it must have been really crowded. Who'd you talk to while you were there?
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
and I had the baby with me. So yeah, I'm going to the grocery store and grabbing a quickie in the parking lot on the way home.
Right.
It's,
Right.
if I left for work and dropped the baby off at baby school and then go to work, if I happen to get stuck by a train, which there was train tracks where we lived, it was busy, and it never fails. The train stops, and then it has to back up, and then it goes forward,
Right.
and at like 2 miles an hour. It was like, where you been? Why did it take you so long to get to work?
What the
Are
heck?
you kidding me?
What in the
I
world?
got stopped by a train. What, did you meet somebody at dropping him off? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and one of the dads.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know it. It's horrible. It is so horrible. But they sometimes, and what do they call that? Gaslighting, when they make you
Gaslighting.
feel like you're the crazy one.
You're the crazy one.
You're the
Yep.
one that's nuts. It's not me. And you must be guilty
Right.
if you're feeling this way,
Right.
right? If you're getting all upset about it. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. And they instill doubt in your mind. One of the classic things, they tell you how worthless you are, that nobody's going to love you. They're the only ones that would put up with you. And that's wrong. That is
Oh,
so,
that's so
wrong. Because obviously somebody wanted you.
Right.
And trust me, a lot more people do.
Yes.
They wear you down, they make you feel like you are worthless, and a lot of times as women, we already, right?
Right.
We're already so sensitive to these things. We already feel bad about ourselves. We suffer from
Yep.
low self-esteem.
Yep.
So it's important, so important, that you recognize some of these signs. And fear is one of the big ones that
Yeah.
they will put into you. They want you to be afraid. Mine had me so scared because he said he was going to hurt my family. He said he was going to. He was going to kill me. Then he was going to kill my family.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, I was afraid. I was afraid he was going to kill my family. And I didn't want that to happen. Of course, what I really should have been afraid of was the fact that my stepdad would have killed him.
Right.
My stepdad seriously would have killed him. That's probably what I should have just let happen.
Well, I was looking up the statistics. We talk about the statistics for women all the time, but really domestic violence starts at a very young age.
Oh my goodness.
And,
Absolutely.
I was looking
a lot of times in
yeah.
high school.
Yeah, I was 1.5 million, according to loveisrespect.org, 1.5 million high school students have been involved in some kind of a violent relationship.
That's horrible.
That's 1 in 3 adolescents.
That's horrible.
That's terrible. And it usually starts at the age around 12.
12?
12 to 18.
What
Yeah.
the heck? What are people doing at 12?
Right?
I'm sorry.
Right?
No.
So,
That is just crazy.
girls and young women 16 to 24 had the highest rate, 3 times the national average.
That is so
That is
crazy.
alarming.
It's very scary. But I have to ask also, who's raising these boys?
right.
My boys, I always tell them, first of all, my boys are very respectful. Very respectful. And I don't know if that's because they grew up with a strong mama, because they knew the mama would whoop them. I never had to, but they knew it was there.
Yeah.
But they always, and I've always told them to be respectful of women, to never push a girl into doing something she doesn't want to do,
Right.
and that if you are arguing and if it's getting out of hand, walk away.
Right. Exactly.
Walk away, say, you know what, this is getting a little much. I love you, but I think we need to just step back until both of us have a little cooler head.
Right.
and then we can talk about this some more,
Yes, exactly.
because it's just not worth it.
It isn't.
It is not
isn't.
worth it.
It isn't. 94% of those kids from 16 to 24, from 16 to 19, it's 94% of them.
Oh my gosh.
And from 20 to 24, 70%. If you go into the college age kids, you've got 43% of college students have been in a physically, emotionally, or mentally, verbally abusive, or even sexually abusive relationships.
And see, that's what another thing we have to remember is that abuse does not come one size fits
Right.
all.
Right.
It comes in many, many different forms. You know, like you said, it could be sexual abuse. It could be emotional, you know, where they're telling you that you're no good. It could be financial, where, you know, if you're married and they make you, you know, you don't have any of your own money.
Yep.
My mother always told me, always have your own account. Always. And even if you are a homemaker and you rely on, you know, a budget or an allowance or an expense account, whatever you can squirrel away, you do.
Yeah.
You know, if you're good at saving money, if something was $10 and you got it for $8, take that $2 and you stick it someplace that he doesn't know.
Yes.
Because you just never know.
Exactly.
You know, that's why it took me a year and a half to leave, was because the planning had to be right. Everything had to be right. And actually it took me 2 years to leave. My son was a year and a half by the time I left. And it started when I was pregnant. And these men, they just don't think, seriously, when they kill their wives, they don't think. All they think is, I'm going to make this go away.
Right.
But they don't think of the wheels that they set in motion. Because all these guys, they get caught.
Yeah, they do.
They get caught.
They do.
Eventually.
Yep.
It's like, oh my gosh. It is just absolutely heartbreaking and amazing. But it's important to really be honest. If you are scared, then you need to speak out to somebody. Let it be somebody in your church.
Yep.
Let it be a friend. Let it be your doctor. That's who I originally told, because I wasn't feeling well. And I went in to see the doctor and told him what was, you know, how I was feeling. And he looked at me and said, is there something going on at home? And I just broke down crying. And he was like, I will help you. I will help you. And he was the one who gave me all the information for the underground and who gave me people to talk to. I didn't really want to go underground, and I ended up not having to, but he was there and saw the signs and could see that, you know, I was feeling isolated and that I was scared to death.
Yeah.
Just absolutely scared to death. Verbal abuse, that's abuse.
Yep.
That is abuse. And I know a lot of times people get afraid for silly reasons, for silly things, okay? It's like, well, I don't want to leave because I'm afraid he'll hurt the dog.
Right.
I am so sorry. If you can't find someone to help you get that dog, your life is worth more. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I said it. I'm a dog mom, but your life is worth more.
Right.
People are afraid, well, he'll ruin all my stuff. Guess what? It's stuff.
Exactly.
It is stuff. Nothing can replace you.
Right.
You are what needs to stay, not your stuff. Your family needs you. And I don't believe that children should grow up in these kinds of relationships, which was another reason why I left. I didn't want my son being raised with that kind of a person.
Exactly.
And fortunately, my son, both of my kids are just very kind and loving men. But I don't know if they would have been being in that kind of a relationship.
Right. Right.
So your daughter did something that a friend should do. And that is that she talked to her friend.
She did. She talked to her many, many times.
Without the friend saying, I need someone to talk to.
Right.
She recognized what was happening.
Yep.
She was able, even at her young age, she was able to see these signs and was able to say, hey, you know, I'm here. I can see this. This is what I'm seeing, and I I think you're in trouble. I think you're in danger.
Right. And that's because Kaylin is also a victim of domestic violence. And it was from her brother, my son. My son has got some issues, and that's why he no longer lives in our home.
Right.
I love my son, but he can't live in our home because of that. And so Kaylin knew
What to look
what
for.
to look for.
Right.
And so when she sees, and she's grown a lot, and she's matured a lot, and she's overcome a lot, and so she looks back, she can look at from the outside in and go, oh, that's not good. I've
Right.
seen that before.
Right. Right.
And so she talked to her friend a lot, and even today an incident happened, and my daughter had told her, she's like, look, you need to be prepared that this is what's going to happen,
Right.
so that she was prepared.
Right.
And the girl still went through with what she needed to do, and I was really proud of her, and I hope she sticks to her guns, because he's manipulating her even through that. So
Yeah, right. And one of the things that happened, which is something that my ex did as well, and it's something that a lot of times they will do, is that the abuser will threaten suicide.
Yes.
They will threaten to harm themselves or to kill themselves, and so you feel guilty into staying. My ex, he was on the phone with me, 2,000 miles away, but he said that he had a gun. He said it was, to his head. He kept dry firing it. And he said, do you know what that means? And of course, me, being who I am, said, it means it's not loaded. And he hung up on me. But they will do that because they want you to feel sorry for them.
Yep.
Get help for them.
Right.
I called his parents when he hung up. I called his parents because I didn't know. And so I just wanted them to be prepared. I wanted them to be able to get help to him if need be. He was very upset that I did it, but if somebody's doing that, they're crying out for some type of help.
Right.
So he needed to have a good talking to, obviously. And don't let them do that.
Right.
Get them
It's
some
not
help. Call
your
the police.
responsibility.
Exactly. Call the police and get the help that they need. That's very, very important.
Yes, it's not. That's something that I'm always telling my daughter, because she has a lot of people will call her and say that they want to kill themselves or whatever, and she's like, I don't know what to do. All you can do is try and get them the help they need, but you don't need to be sucked into their drama.
Right.
And because it is, a lot of times in these situations it is drama, but you can't take that chance. So you have to notify somebody. You have
Right.
to tell somebody that there's an issue going on, but you tell someone that can get them the help that they need,
Right.
and then you step away, because you have to protect your own mental health and your
Exactly.
own physical
And-
health.
And you can't feel responsible.
No, it's not your fault.
No.
Nothing is your
No.
fault.
You cannot feel responsible for the way they are handling things.
Right.
You just can't do that. Can't do that. And I just really can't stress enough that if you are in that situation, please do whatever you can to get out. Just try and get help anywhere that you can, and get out of that situation, because you're worth it.
Yes.
You are absolutely worth it.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add?
Just want to touch on we always talk about that women are the victims of domestic violence, and that is true. The women are the bigger numbers. I mean, we narrow it down to statistics, unfortunately, and bring it down to numbers. And yes, there are more women than men, but men are also victims of domestic violence. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 1 in 4 women have experienced it and continue to experience, and 1 in 9 men. And I honestly think that the men is higher. They just don't report it
Right.
because of the stigma.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
I remember working a call, I don't know if I shared this last year when we talked about this topic, of a 911 call from a man saying that his wife was going crazy, and she was literally, she had demolished the house.
Wow.
She had hit him, and then when the police got there, she had taken a baseball bat to his vehicle and broke out every window, every light,
Oh my
every mirror,
gosh.
And it took 5 police officers to take this 100-pound woman down to the ground and
I'm
into
sorry.
custody.
These people like, oh, these officers can take down a little girl. It's like, no, seriously,
Yep.
because they're wiry and they fight like a mofo.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep. She was 100 pounds and it took 5 men.
Oh
So
my gosh.
seriously, the whole attitude of you got beat up by a girl, get over it. That is not
It's not okay.
That's
either
not
way.
okay.
It is not okay to be abusive
It's
to someone
not.
you love.
It's not. And yes, even if she didn't hit him physically, her destroying his property and her destroying the house and her raging like that, that is domestic violence.
It's
A
unacceptable.
lot of people don't realize that when you are destroying someone's property like that in the middle of a domestic argument or whatever,
Ooh.
that's domestic violence.
Yes, it is.
You can go to jail for that.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
that is a sign, and you have every right to protect, because they're instilling fear, and you have every right to protect yourself.
Right. Right.
So, call the police.
yes.
take care of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because first off, you don't want to end up a statistic.
Right.
I seriously, I keep thinking, what would my ex have done if he had succeeded? Would he have waited until nightfall and hidden my body,
Right.
or would he have run right then and there, just taken off and left me for my parents to find?
Right.
What? You don't want to end up like that.
No.
You do not want to end up like that. And trust me, eventually, unfortunately, if they don't get help for their problem, the abuser will usually find somebody else. Mine did. And it took the focus off of me. Even though we were divorced, he would still call and threaten me. And he was still verbally abusive.
Oh my gosh.
But then, unfortunate for her, but fortunate for me, it was, the focus was taken off of me.
He had someone else to bully.
Right. And now they're divorced and he has somebody else who I guess they're doing great. So maybe she's a psychopath as well. I don't know. but seriously, you don't want to become a statistic. You do not want to
don't.
wind up dead.
Well, look at Nicole Brown Simpson.
Exactly.
The perfect example.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So with that being said, let's talk about what's hot in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's October. Not only is it Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we're looking at the month of Halloween.
Woohoo, Scarlett's favorite month.
My favorite. And of course, where do people go?
I like to go to cemeteries.
They do like to go to cemeteries because they're spooky.
Yeah.
Well, we are at a cemetery today,
Yes, we are.
but it's not spooky.
No, it's beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And that's the thing about cemeteries.
peaceful.
Most of them are extremely beautiful. They're usually very well kept. They are very peaceful.
Yes.
Great to come for solitude, to think. I love cemeteries. Even the spooky ones I love. But this one, me and YouTube, and I was watching an old 2020 episode. And one of the news announcers on 2020 was Hugh Downs.
Yes.
Well, right after that, I'm watching an old Jeopardy episode. And there was a question that said, a vice presidential candidate, when he passed, I don't remember the exact words, when he passed, went on to Paradise Valley. You know who that was?
Hugh Downs?
No.
No.
Barry Goldwater.
Very Gold, of course.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course.
And so both of those are buried right here.
Right there. Goldwater.
Yep, exactly. We're right across from where he is interred. And we are at Christ Church of the Ascension on Lincoln in Paradise Valley. It is so beautiful.
It really is.
I don't know. Can you kind of scan and maybe get over there where there's a fountain over there with a cross. It is absolutely beautiful here. It is in the back of the church. Yeah. And so if you're watching us on YouTube, we're just kind of scanning around to see the fountain and the cross. There are places to sit. There's lots of shade, actually. It's very, very beautiful. It's in the back of the church. If you just want a nice, quiet place to just kind of think, gather your thoughts, I think that cemeteries are really a nice place.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful place to go. Now, we have a lot of beautiful cemeteries here in Arizona, and we have a lot of creepy ones.
Yes.
Well, we might try to get to a creepy one. We'll see. We'll see. We got a lot going on this month.
Yeah, we do. We have lots of plans.
Holy mollies.
We have a lot planned for October.
Yeah, not enough weeks in October to do everything we want to do. But yeah, if you're looking for a nice little quiet escape, maybe you're contemplating leaving an abusive spouse. This is a good place to come and think, first off, you don't want to wind up here yet.
Right.
And secondly, it just lets you clear your mind. The sound of that water, the breeze, every once in a while you hear a bird. It is really very beautiful. And if you need someone to talk to, you could probably find that person here.
Right.
So I urge you to please reach out if you are in that situation. Don't let it fester. Don't say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. A lot of people compare theirs to other people. Oh, well, at least mine doesn't do this. No. Every little bit leads up to something bigger.
Right.
So don't let it get to that point.
Right.
Don't let it get to that point. And honestly, that's all I've got.
Me too.
This is a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place.
I'm glad we came here.
Me
It's a
too.
gorgeous day.
It is.
If you are watching this on Facebook, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe. Share it with your friends because please, you never know who needs to hear this. They may be suffering in silence.
Right.
You never know who needs to hear this. So give it a big share and
follow me on Facebook, Healthy Heart and Happy Soul, and on Instagram.
oh, and me, Scarlett at Heart Prince AC, Instagram and Facebook. And you can join me later tonight, live on Facebook, Sundays not tonight, but on Sundays at 7. You can join me then. So I
Yeah.
hope everybody has a great week.
Bye.
Bye.